my lovelies, my beauties, and my friends. My name is Blaine Elizabeth, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am a mom of 4, and I know that most of you guys have watched my videos before. So today I'm just deep cleaning my kitchen because my life has been upside down for the last month, I would say. We started out with James being sick, and then on top of that, Alex got sick the next week, and they both had influenza A and double ear infections and the norovirus. So man, it has been one thing on top of the other. On top of all that, my dog got hit by a car and passed away. I'm not trying to get emotional about it right now because I've cried my tears for her, and it's just, I mean, it's like losing a family member. It really shook our family to its core. She wasn't old. It wasn't expected. She wasn't like sick or anything. It was a sudden tragic death, and it rocked my family. I just want to say I appreciate you and your patience for me on this channel while I slowly get my shit together. This weekend is our last week for Stag, which is my immersive horror experience project thingy that I do every year in February. And so I'm grateful for all of the people that purchase tickets and experience it and support us, but it's also a lot of stress. So yeah, I'm grateful for it to be over, but I'm also grateful to do it. Like, it's fun. But it's a lot of work, if that makes sense. I'm the director and the creator. Here's Elizabeth. She wants to show you her donut. And then she's going to show you some slime because she is a diva and she likes to be on camera and film just as much as I do. All a bunch of dramatic showboats. And you know what? I'm okay with that. My daughter is in dance. She dances competitively and she does a damn good job at it. She does hip hop and jazz for competition. And then for her recital, she does ballet and tap and gymnastics and hip hop and jazz. So that I danced when I was little, and so it's awesome to be able to watch my daughter bloom and blossom in that way too. But yeah, when your kids are sick and when you're dealing with grief, it's almost like you're depressed, and it's hard to be motivated to do the little things like cleaning your kitchen or bathing or brushing your teeth, you know, just like the normal daily functioning tasks that you're supposed to do for yourself every day. It's hard. It's difficult to do. And it's a lot easier to just make dinner and leave it there, or make a bottle and leave it there. So yeah. One thing I'm really good at making is chicken, and I'm always making chicken thighs and chicken breasts. It's a great way to give my family protein. And it's just easy AF to make, especially with the air fryer. So I'm always throwing like 6 or 7 chicken thighs in the air fryer with salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. And that's my little concoction that I make for dinner like at least twice a week. Especially when my big kids are gone, I don't really have to think too hard about dinner because James will only eat a couple bites. Alex doesn't eat real food yet. He only eats purees, and me and Chris love to eat plain chicken thighs. Protein, right? It's protein. If you guys have any ideas for simple dinner recipes, please put them in the comments. I'm begging you. I know how to make spaghetti, tacos, and chicken. And then after that, it's soup. I can make soup, like throw a bunch of chicken in a pot with vegetables, carrots, celery, onions, and make soup. I can make chicken and wild rice soup. I can make like a potato soup, and I can make just regular chicken noodle soup. But after that, like, it gets really hard to figure out what to make for dinners, and I just feel bad for my kids because they're always eating the same thing. Me and Christopher are trying to work on our health. I have lost about 15 pounds. I have never been below 200 pounds, and I don't know if it's the depression, the sickness, or because I'm taking these Accelerate drinks, which is Benieve. It has nootropics in it, and honest to God, these drinks have given me so much energy, so much clarity, and so much mental focus. And I also take a supplement capsule on top of it called the Power of 3. has glutathione in it, and it has anti-inflammatory properties, and it works in conjunction with the drinks. And I do sell them, so if you're interested, let me know. I haven't shared my link with you guys because I haven't really talked about it, because I had that Magic Mind sponsorship and I wasn't allowed to talk about any other nootropic products. But I finally got through that sponsorship, and so now I can talk about the stuff that is actually working for me. It sucks when you are tied into like a contract like that and you can't talk about any other supplements. And it just so happened that I started taking these other supplements that I really actually liked, whereas the Magic Mind, it was just like it would work for like 10 or 15 minutes. The bedtime one did work because it has chamomile in it, so I did like the bedtime one, but I don't think it's as cracked up to be for the price. So just to be honest with you guys about that, I couldn't talk about it in my last videos because I had to complete that sponsorship. Sorry that my kiddos are always in their diapers, but honestly, it's a fight to put clothing on James, and so I just have to like concede with the fact that he likes to be in his diaper. But James also has a little stepping stool, and he loves to stand up with me while I'm doing the dishes and so on. He likes to feel like he's a part of. Oh, and he's always snatching the food that I'm making. Elizabeth shared her donut with him, so that's what he's eating right now. But man, every time I'm cooking, his little fingers are always just up here. Look at, he's grabbing the butter. What a little sneaky snake. Also, every time I'm doing the dishes, he likes to stand on the right side of me. And then when I have like dishes completed over there, like drying, he will take them and throw them back into the sink. And so it just drives me nuts. I'm like, come on, man. And he threw a Kit Kat in the sink today. And that's what I just ate. Yep, I ate a Kit Kat out of the sink. And he wanted me to put the donut in the water because he likes to dip things in water. And he wouldn't eat it. So guess what? I had to eat that too. But it's okay. Raise your hand in the comments if you're someone that like eats food after their kids. Like, I swear 99% of what I eat is like what my kids don't eat, because James is always like, I try it. And then I'll open something for him, and then he just doesn't end up eating it. Such a pain in the butt, but I guess that's what comes with having a toddler. You know, they want to try things, and then they decide, oh, yep, nope, I'm not actually going to eat that today. What's everybody else doing? Man, I just feel like my February has been so like up in shambles. It has literally changed my life. Yeah, it's just been like one thing after the other. Like, life just keeps on punching me in the face, like bam, 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 bam. And it's also like I've had these really high highs in my life with Stag and with everything going so well with that. But yeah, it's like really good things happen, and then really awful, tragic, and terrible things have happened. I know last time I talked to you guys about James having to go to the hospital and get fluids, and I also made a community post about that, but none of my children thus far have ever had to get an IV, and he's only 2 years old, and he's my skinniest child, and just looking at his little body like needing IV fluids was really traumatic for me. I cried like all night long, because my brain is my worst enemy. For some reason, my imagination just runs wild, like when something happens and I catastrophize things. Like, okay, he's going to the hospital, so I'm texting my cousin who used to work at the hospital as an ER nurse, and I'm like, okay, how many children pass away that go to the hospital? She's like, Blaine, nobody's passing away. Like, what is your problem? And I don't know why. My brain just like takes everything to the extreme, and I catastrophize things. I guess it has something to do with mental health. Actually, you know what? I know what it's from. It's because when I was in my addiction, I'm used to messing things up, and I'm used to like being the problem and having a lot of problems and causing problems. And so like when something bad is happening, it's usually the worst possible thing that could happen. And because that's what happened in my addiction. And people would be like, Blaine, oh my God, why are you messing everything up? And I'm like, yeah, I guess because I'm a piece of crap and I do drugs. And so now when bad things happen in life, or when even mildly bad things happen, I always catastrophize it, and I prepare myself for the worst possible scenario. Also, side note, this thing that I'm putting batteries in right now, it is a salt and pepper shaker that I got from the TikTok shop. And I absolutely love those salt and pepper shakers. It's one of my favorite purchases. And it's something so small, but it's like something you use every single day. And yeah, I just really appreciate my past self for buying those salt and pepper shakers. But yeah, I have plates of food all around here, paper plates, silverware, cutlery, random bags of chips that I bought for Stag that nobody eats. Those are golden sriracha chips. Literally nobody's been eating them. I'm like, why did I buy these golden sriracha Doritos that nobody's gonna eat? But yeah, thank you guys so much for always sticking with me. It's awesome to know that I have this amazing community of women here on YouTube that are just like cheering each other on each day. I swear to God, like when life rains, it pours, and God or the universe or whatever is just up there looking at me and saying, I wonder how much she can handle. You know what? I think this is going to happen to her again. Yeah, let's make this happen. You know what? She hasn't had enough sickness. Let's pile some more sickness on there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, when is it going to stop? And after Stella passed away, I was like really just wanting the weather to be warmer. Like for some reason, I was just craving warm weather. And usually I don't let myself get upset by the cold until after my birthday, which is February 25th. But this year, man, I just really want warm weather to come. If you like my videos, will you please engage with me? Give me a like, give me a comment, give me a share. But yeah, if you're a mom, then you know when your kids are sick, it's like your whole world stops and you just have to do that. Like that's what you're going to be doing for the next foreseeable future until they feel better. And with James, like when he gets sick, like the sickness just holds on to him for dear life. And they still have a cough, and it's been like 3 weeks. So I was just sick and fed up with it, and it was really honestly hard to have the energy to do anything. But knowing that I have a YouTube channel that is waiting for me to post sometimes gives me the motivation to do things. If I know that I'm going to film it and that it's going to be content for me, then I'm like, you know what? I am going to clean my kitchen today because the people of YouTube deserve to hear from me and they deserve to know what is going on in my life. After Stella passed away, I really didn't want to talk about it too much. Like I made one post to my Facebook and I was just like really sad. I was really sad about it and I didn't want to post too much or talk too much about it because every time I did, it was almost like ripping off a Band-Aid, you know, and I was bleeding again. And it like opens up the floodgates to feel. And then you feel guilty for not wanting to feel. But also, like, you're just so sad for so long and you just want it to stop. So, yeah. Anyways, that's what I've been dealing with. If you've ever lost a pet, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like when you hear about other people losing pets, it's like, oh, yeah, that's really sad, you know, that your dog died. But, like, when you're the one going through it, it's like a whole nother level of sadness. Oh my goodness. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to let you guys go. My kitchen is just about cleaned. And yeah, I think I have gotten you guys all caught up with my life. I think you guys will be proud of me though, because I did get an oil change and a car wash today. So I am taking care of myself and my car. LOL. Getting a car wash is kind of like getting your nails done. Like it just feels good to have your car like looking brand new, especially with the snow and the salt and all that stuff. Like the snow gets caked under your wheels and then you have to like kick the sides of it to make the snow fall down. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Does anybody live in the north where you have snow that gets caked onto your vehicle? It's so satisfying to like kick it off, but eventually you just have to go to the car wash and like get that shit off. All right, well, my kitchen is pretty much looking clean now. I have to obsessively wipe down the counters because it never feels like it gets clean. There's like a couple of spots on my counter where it's like stained and like it never comes off, and I don't know why, if it's rust or whatnot, but it's really annoying. Well, I love each and every one of you, and thank you for hanging out with me while I clean my kitchen. Goodbye.